What's up, guys? In this video, we're gonna talk about why people start funds. There's a lot of reasons out there, and I think it's good to evaluate what your reason is of why you would wanna start a fund. So let's hop into it. Actually referencing this book, So You Wanna Start a Hedge Fund by Ted Seeds. I read it, a couple years back. It was a good one. I'll give it like a 6, 7 out of 10, but I was looking over some of my notes here. And there was one paragraph that caught my eye where he talks about a couple reasons why people start funds. And I want to, expound on those a little bit in this video. First and foremost, he says, one reason is because people want to put their name on the door. So, I'm going to interpret that as like fame/legacy is kind of one reason. You think about it. A lot of these guys are coming from, investment backgrounds where they're working for, another name, a Goldman Sachs, a JP Morgan, last name Capital is very common. That's where a lot of these are, first name Capital, whatever. And a lot of people are motivated by that. They want to, be the name. They want to be in the spotlight. I would say, fame kind of has a negative connotation, and then, legacy, however, some people are just really motivated by, leaving something more than themselves. So leaving something for future generations and, actually building something that gives people jobs and makes people money. So, I think both good and bad, connotations there with it. I would say that's one of the main reasons why people start funds. Let's hop into the second reason why. Ted calls it, others yearn to break through the constraints placed on their investing activities. I'm gonna call this one ambition, and just straight up entrepreneurship is what people are driven by. Again, a lot of people that start funds, they've been working for somebody else prior, and they've been doing trades, and they're kind of siloed. They're not really portfolio managers. They're just put in a box and almost research analysts their entire life of, yeah, you're in charge of large cap equities. And, these are our parameters that we have. This is what you can and can't do. So a lot of things there. A lot of people just are sick of others telling them what to do. And they just want to have the liberty and autonomy to trade how they want. If people have worked for like a mutual fund or an ETF or any other, like even a financial advisor, there's a lot of restrictions so he calls it, yearn to break through the constraints placed on their investing activities. There's a lot of restrictions on how you can trade dollars. So, and hedge funds are obviously less regulated, and you can take a lot more riskier positions and standpoints, and, so is a hedge fund. And same goes for other types of, assets as well, with venture and private equity and real estate. You get to be the guy in charge. Okay, so, number one, fame/legacy. Number two is kind of the ambition, entrepreneurship type. And number three, Ted calls it, still more are just driven by the desire to compete at the highest level. I'm going to call this just straight up competition, winners, and passion. Like, some people just love the game of investing, and, alternative assets is kind of like the pinnacle of alternative in high finance. Like, if you work for a fund, like, you're at the top. And if you're at a fund that beats other firms in terms of performance, like, some people love that, and they are just driven by, the investing. They just love investing, and they love, what they're doing, and they just want to win and, be the best. And so I think that's kind of another core reason why people start funds. Obviously, there's a ton of reasons out there, why people start funds. We're just kind of, covering some of the main ones today, help you think about why you really want to start one. So obviously the last one is money. Okay. A lot of people want to make a lot of money. Now, and I think there's kind of good and, I think it can be both good and bad, right? There's people that just want to be financially independent and have the financial security of, just living a good life. And they see, running a fund as a way to do that. Some people, and it's okay if you want to make a lot of money. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But some people just want to assume masses and, stupid, irrational amounts of money. And I think that can be a little dangerous sometimes, especially in the early days. If you watch some of our other videos, if you're not putting your investors first, your core objective should be to make your investors money. And then obviously, you can follow and make money with them. So I think there's a couple of different ways, that people are driven by the financial benefits of running a fund. But that was probably the first one that came to your mind. But I think a lot of people ultimately, are driven by a lot of other things. So, I just encourage all of you, who are watching this video, ask yourself, what is your reason? And, why do you want to get into this industry, and what's your driving factor? And whatever it is, it's okay, but you need to have a why. Whatever it is, you need to think about that constantly, that reason that's motivating you to be in this industry, because it's cutthroat, it's tough. There's some bullies out there, and there's going to be times when you want to quit. You have a bad quarter, you have a bad year. It's hard to stick to your guns and stay in it. There's a reason that a lot of funds don't make it past year 5. It's a tough industry. So really just encourage you guys to think about your why, and just make it happen.